Boop. Okay, we're actually live. We're live now. Welcome everyone to So Get This. And I have Graeme Duffy here with us. Say hi. We're live. Well, there we go. Here, let me make. There we go. Hi. Okay, now everybody can see you. Okay, and nice. Beth saying hi very, very enthusiastically. Beth Weira. While they were waiting for us to solve our tech problems, they were busy getting drunk in the chat room. So we're experiencing some little tech stuff here and there, so it may seem frozen on my end. I don't know if it's frozen on yours. If you guys notice anything, just throw it in the chat window and we'll handle it. But welcome. It's so good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
It's so choppy. Oh no. Okay, so as I was doing my research, I found out that not only were you obviously in the most recent episode, but you were also in season 2 in Hollywood Babylon. And wow, so you were like at the beginning of the show, and now you're in, in the latest season. Have you noticed any differences in just the way things are on set between the 2 seasons?
The cool thing about both of those episodes for me was that it was actually the same director who cast the show since the very beginning.
Oh, wow.
I think so anyway. And so I got to work with the same director both times. The difference, of course, this time was that the first time I worked with Jensen, and then this time it was just with Misha, essentially in the crew. But the crew has remained really intact over the years. Still, that they've had, and they're a very fast and efficient TV crew. Like they're like one of the fastest through it. They do so many episodes a season, and they've done together. So I didn't really notice too much different. It was 9 years ago, so.
I mean, did you ever foresee back in season 2 making another appearance on the show 9 years later?
No, I only started hearing rumors about friends of mine rebooking on Supernatural around season 4, and in around season 4, I started auditioning for Supernatural again, and I have gone out. It was like I love like the show and the producers of the show and everything, but it was a show I just couldn't get back on. Like I had demons and store clerks and like you name it, I've auditioned for it, and every time I leave that audition and I'm just like, ugh. Right? Like I just knew, like literally for like, I guess that was so for 9 years I've been trying to get back on that show, but realistically for 6, and finally 2 months ago, and it's the same director. So, and I've tried all kinds of different methods. Like I've tried like really bold choices. I've tried really quiet choices. I just couldn't figure out time. I was like, how do you get a job on this show? And in fact, it was hard to foresee that the show was going to go that long, because in the middle of all that, I think it was season 6, there was the strike that happened, the writer's strike, right, which devastated the film industry, right? And so during that period, it was the only show that was actually still shooting in town because they had all their scripts written. So it actually, I'm not sure if they went a shorter season or not, but I believe in and around then they doubled down and they said, no, we're definitely going to do 3 more for sure.
Oh, wow. Oops, I can't, I don't know if you guys can hear Graeme cut the sound.
They were the machine.
There we go.
My back?
You're back.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Wow, that's insane. And I read that you're doing Electra Woman and Dyna Girl. How epic is that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. They've kind of, it's an interesting release because can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. You froze for a second. Yeah.
It's an interesting release because they're releasing it as a feature as well as webisodes. So I guess it's like a feature that's been cut up into webisodes.
Oh, okay.
And I believe it releases on full screen, I think June 6th. Like full screen is like the new, it's like a new Netflix or whatever.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's so cool. You froze.
So available for me. Trying not to freeze.
Stop it. No, but I'm really excited. I mean, when I read that, I felt like I was like 5 years old again because, I mean, yeah, I'm that old. And I remember watching that show on TV like, oh my God, that's so cool to be involved with something that's so, it's got a lot of good nostalgia to it. Do you want to talk, are you allowed to talk about your role at all?
Yeah, I can talk about it. I think it was pretty cool. Well, first of all, let me tell you, like, just for throwback stuff, I was standing on set and very tall older man was sort of standing beside me, and we were in like tents because it was lightly raining. And he says, do you know what I am? And I was like, I think so. And he's like, I'm Marty Croft. And I was like, oh,
hey, really?
Yeah. And so like he's like, you know what I've done, right? And I'm like, yeah, I can't. And I couldn't, like, I was in my head about the scene and I wasn't thinking. And he's like, tell me. He literally said, tell me what I've done.
Oh no, he pop quizzed you.
Yeah, he pop quizzed me on his resume. And I'm like, I was like, it was like the Land of the Lost,
Yeah.
Extra Woman and Girl. But now he's like willing to take that IP and a few of the other ones like Land of the Lost, and I guess they're all getting rebooted now with his approval.
Oh, that's cool. I want him to do Sigmund the Sea Monster. That was my favorite.
So the character on the show, though, I had auditioned as the character of Plant Man, a guy who can talk to plants is his superpower. But I didn't get Plant Man. I ended up getting Jack Hurley, who is a commercial director who makes superheroes into superstars. So I'm bringing the girls onto set to shoot a energy drink commercial, and my character is very wound up.
Oh, that's great.
This awesome director, his name is Chris Mars Pilero. He's done a ton of music video type stuff, but he was the director on this. He was very open to me having ideas, but moreover, Hannah Hart and Grace Helbig were very hands-on with the script, right? And they're like, you know who they are. They're two huge YouTubers, but they, or even beyond that now, but they were really hands-on with the script and with changing things on the go and making it work. Like everybody just wanted to make it work. It was really cool.
Oh, that's great.
I'm excited.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm excited to see the final product. So.
Yeah, we all are. And I just wanted to touch upon the point. It seems to be very important to you to be involved in the creative process also, not just to perform your role, but it's great to hear that they're receptive to getting your creative feedback.
Yeah, and it doesn't always happen, like I'm very lucky to live in Vancouver, so I get to hop onto a lot of shows for a day or 3 days or 5 lines or 10 lines or whatever, and I'm happy to do my job. I love my job. Every now and then something pops up and they might want my opinion, and I'm happy to give it to make the scene better or more interesting. But at the same time, I'm also more than happy to just stand on the tape and say my lines. Make sure I don't miss my light or my cue, So like I also want to continue to work people.
That's a little important. Just the details.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we have a question from Eilish, and she's asking, how does it feel to be a part of such a big fandom?
It's overwhelming, but it's awesome. Like there's something very special that happened with Supernatural, you know, along the way, where it became, I mean, the show is very important to the fans for sure, but the community is more important, and the initiatives inside the community are very important. Like, you know, initiatives around suicide prevention, or like mental health wellness and awareness and erasing stigmas and stuff. And that stuff to me is very important. And so you know, it's great to have, you know, a bunch of Twitter followers overnight and people want to talk and stuff, right? But I think more importantly, it's more than just TV, and it's very rare. Like Supernatural has is, I know like other shows have their fandoms, but what Supernatural has is very rare, and because it's also the perfect timing with everything too. Like a show I love, like Lost, you know, didn't have as much social media and everything coming together at the exact same time, as well as conventions and stuff, like quite like Supernatural does. Like they really geniusly tapped into everybody and made their fandom a part of the process in some ways. It's very unique.
Yeah, it is. There's a really strong connection between the show and the fans, and it seems to be symbiotic in a way, because I don't know if you had an opportunity to watch any of the Supernatural fan movie or any of the webisodes for the fan movie, but the way the cast and the crew and even you know, creation entertainment talk about, you know, how important the fans are to the show and how important the show is to the fans, and it just comes full circle, and it's a really nice ride when you watch it, and it gives you a whole other level of appreciation for how unique the fandom is compared to, you know, like you said, like fans of Lost, or even fans of, you know, like Vampire Diaries or something. This is it's its own animal.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. We have another question from our viewers, Raven Whitaker, and she's asking if you have a favorite episode of Supernatural.
Sorry, we got super choppy there.
Oh, we did. I'm sorry. Okay. Raven's question is if you have a favorite episode of Supernatural.
I still didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're fine. Do you have a
still choppy?
Episode? Is it still choppy? Because it's chopping up on your side too. Do you have a favorite episode of Supernatural?
A favorite episode. I think that honestly, like the one that I just did was like pretty epic.
Yes,
a lot happened, and I loved all Misha's stuff yeah, all Misha's stuff in heaven with the angels and stuff like that. It was I don't know, it was like heavily laced with meaning. It was pretty interesting. I liked it.
Yeah.
So 11:18 or 2:18. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. I'm looking at my very unprofessional list of questions that I should have had memorized. You have a very diverse background. You have a TV background, a film background, and you do improv and teaching. Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite thing to do? Do you have a preference?
So I do, like I've been a film and TV actor in Vancouver for quite a while, since the late 90s or early 2000s. But along the way, the opportunity came up for me to perform with a company called Vancouver Theatre Sports League. And it's an improv company that does shows, 11 shows a week, 52 weeks out of the year. We see about 60,000 guests a year at the theater. We have our own theater on Granville Island. And it's a very unique opportunity for me to do a lot of improv and a lot of comedy for a lot of people. And through that company, I do corporate gigs and events and stuff throughout, well, anywhere really. I also do cruise ship contracts. I'm going to be on a cruise ship in in Europe for the month of June, July, touring, doing comedy. And so I think for me, it's not necessarily a favorite. Like, I love the TV and the film I get to do. It's great. But really, improv has kept me fed for a long time. But it's also really given me a lot of unique opportunities in life that I didn't think I would get, especially from something so strange as improv. Right? I didn't think improv would help me tour the world, but it is, and I've gotten to see a lot of the world just from doing improv, and also I get to perform with like Colin Mockery and Ryan Stiles and Wayne Brady and those kind of guys. So you know, I've had some just amazing experiences from doing improv, and I love it. And I get to help change lives and stuff like that by teaching and watching people grow and learning a new craft. So I think if you're going to be an artist, you just have to keep on artistically living. Like, so you have to, you know, because there's going to be days where you got nothing going on and you got to find something to do. So, you know, got to keep on keeping on and stay busy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I'm going to steal your quote because that was really powerful. You have to keep artistically living. You know, that's
I
very
truly believe it. Like, I teach a lot. I teach in a lot of school.
I'm sorry, you broke up a little.
That's okay. I froze. I was just saying that, like, I get the opportunity to teach a lot of young actors at a few acting schools in town. And I'm the comedy guy. I go in there to teach them comedy and improv, but I actually secretly teach them artistic living. That's what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm trying to like impart on them that you might be 18, 19, 20 and want to like get into acting, and that's great. I love it, but you got to keep that fire going. Otherwise it's going to be too hard. It's a hard job, you know?
Yeah, and improv in particular, where you don't have a guideline, you have to pull things out of your everywhere, basically. I mean, I studied very little acting, but I was considering pursuing it at one point in my life, and I did take an improv class, and it made me cry every day. It takes a very unique person to be able to handle that and fly, you know? That's I have the utmost admiration for you to be able to do that.
Oh, I know. I have students now that I know, like, I always start off as not their favorite teacher, and then I end up their favorite teacher because they fear the improv, and then they realize that I've actually got their back, you know. But in the beginning, there's always trust issues. Actually, one of my former students, she just graduated. She's a huge Supernatural fan. She gives me advice on Supernatural fandom.
Oh, wow. Well, you broke up a little. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Am I back?
You're back. You were telling us that you had a student that was a big Supernatural fan, and that she gives you advice on Supernatural stuff.
Yeah, she's a huge fan. She goes to the Vancouver conventions, and she goes to some other. I think she's been to some other ones. But yeah, she actually posted on her Tumblr a picture of me and Misha, and that got like 3,000 notes.
Oh, wow.
But she also told me to stay away from shipping conversations.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And you and I talked about that a little bit. You know, particularly for our age group, shipping means we're going to the post office, and it sounds funny saying it in another context, right? But yeah, we don't talk about shipping on the show. Oh, we're getting so many cool questions from the audience. I'm like, I want to ask my questions, but their questions are better.
Okay.
Eilish again is asking if you could be on any TV show, what would it be?
If I could be on any show, what would it be?
Yeah.
Question.
Yes. What show would you be on?
Well, I want to be on Game of Thrones so bad that I made my own show.
You made your own what? I'm sorry?
I made my own parody show of Game of Thrones. I play Peter Baelish. That's why I have the mustache right now. I'm playing Littlefinger.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's my third year in a row doing this show. It's like super popular in Vancouver right now. It's an improv show, but it's a parody of Game of Thrones. It's called Throne and Games, and I created the show and produced it with Vancouver Theatre Sports League 3 years in a row. I produced it, so twice with Vancouver Theatre Sports. And but yeah, I mean, Game of Thrones is epic. I mean, it's just actually one of my former students ended up on that show. She got a role and shot for like 3 weeks on that show.
Oh my God.
I was so proud of her and happy for her. She's Irish, so she booked it out of Ireland. But yeah, that would be. I know. I was so proud of her. I would love Game of Thrones. I would love to be on. Oh, I just shot a Bates Motel.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, which is a great show too.
No, I just started it.
Yeah, I'm in the season finale.
A lot of people are saying it's good, so I'm so excited for you. When is that going to air? You froze again. So I was asking if you knew when that episode's going to air. Did I freeze? I froze too, I think.
I don't know. It's I think they're on 4 or 5 now. But it's episode 10. They only do 10 episode seasons, so it should air in the next few weeks, like 4 weeks or something.
Oh, that's so cool.
I know. I got to meet Vera Farmiga, and I got Nestor Carbonell.
Yeah. I love Vera.
Cool.
I love her. She does a good Lorraine Warren. Beth is asking if you could play any character on Supernatural, past or present, whose shoes would you want to step into? So yeah, I thought you were going literal with that, Beth. So that's why I hesitated for a second. So yeah, who would you want to be on Supernatural, past or present?
Who would I want to be on Supernatural, past or present?
Yeah, if you could play any character that's been on Supernatural, who would you be?
Like for joy or for money?
That's a good question. So, Beth, are we going after who makes the most money, or just what would bring?
Yeah, like for money, any character that's been on it since the first season and still there. And for joy, my good friend Michael Tagan played the suicidal Teddy in episode season 4, episode 12, I think. And that looked like a pretty amazing role to play for a guest star, like a sad, depressed teddy bear. Like he's done 3 episodes of that show over the years.
Oh, funny.
And he just discovered there's fan art and a whole thing around suicidal Teddy. I was like, yeah, Michael, like it's a big deal.
That's a thing? I didn't even know that. Yeah, so suicidal Teddy has a following? We're gonna have to look that up. Oh my God. All right, so
suicidal teddy bear?
Suicidal Teddy. I'm sorry? Oops. Okay, so that actually, I'm going to tie in your favorite Supernatural role with what would be your ultimate dream role of what is your ultimate goal? What would be like the pinnacle for you?
I think the ultimate dream role for me would be like something a little bit, grittier that still has some comedy to it, not necessarily a lead, but a good character that's around a lot, that feeds the narrative, and can something in the gritty vein of like a Breaking Bad or something like that has the darkness, but as well as like very, very funny moments, like those kind of shows. I honestly wish I could have been on Lost, though. I think that would have been epic, like shooting it for six seasons in Hawaii and running through the forest constantly because something's chasing you. That'd be fun. I don't know. I just, what I love about this job is I never know what's around the corner. So I try not to put too many hopes and dreams around like specifics around it, because the thing is, like, and this is in all honesty, no matter what I try to imagine my year should look like, it always turns out better, like, than anything I like. Nothing I ever really want happens, but all this stuff that I didn't ask for does happen. You know, like, I got a phone call the other day that I'm going to be on a ship in Europe for a month, and I'm going to see all these beautiful places I've never seen before in my life. But if you asked me about that in January, you know, what are your dreams for this year? I never would have said I'm going to Europe for a month. You know, so I just kind of like, I don't know, I just kind of let it happen and see what comes around the corner. But yeah, there are some roles I'd love to play, but at the same time, I'm often surprised what roles come my way, you know. So
That's a great attitude to have about anything, really. You know, just let things happen, and you know, you'll never be disappointed. Yeah. You just roll with what you're given, and you make things, you know, you make your own stuff happen. You know, that's I'm so jealous that you're going to be in Europe for a month. That is
so like, show up and do the work, and don't be a jerk. You know?
Don't be a jerk. I'm looking at, you had mentioned that you do work for the homeless community. Do you want to talk about that?
I do. Sorry?
You had mentioned that you had done work for a homeless.
Sorry, you froze.
No, you're fine, and you're frozen on me now too. Okay, I feel like we should be singing "Let It Go." "Let It Go" is the theme song for this episode. Get it? Frozen. Bad, stupid jokes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So I remember you mentioning that you used to do some work, or you are currently also doing work for a homeless community. Did I break up again?
No, I gotcha.
Oh, okay.
A number of years ago, I wanted to. I find that the acting business can be a little bit self-focused. Actors can sometimes be, you know, really think about just themselves and their own career. And it, like, for myself, I kind of wanted to try and find more meaning than that. So I went back to school and I became a certified addictions counselor. And through that, opportunities arose for me to work at 4 homeless shelters in this city through a company called Lookout. And Lookout provides all kinds of different housing for people, whether it's long-term or just the short-term in the shelter, for people who are hard to house. So they have addiction or mental health or dual diagnosis, and it's a low barrier or no barrier shelter. So there's no requirement of sobriety or anything like that. You can just, you know, the basic human right of being able to have a shelter and being able to be fed a meal, it shouldn't be contingent on whether they drank or whatever that day, you know. So that's kind of at the core of my beliefs. I think that that's how you build relationships with people, so that maybe one day if they need further help, they'll come to you because you came to them in a place of no judgment. But yeah, I absolutely love the work. Sadly, I got too busy with film and TV in the last 2 years, so I haven't been able to do it as much, but it looks like I'll be going back in there and doing some work before I leave for Europe, and then maybe a little bit after.
That's wonderful. That's really wonderful. I'm living in Tennessee right now, and I've been here for almost 2 years. But before I moved down here, I was living in New Jersey, and I used to run the art program for the Hoboken shelter. And that shelter was a little strict. It did have rules about not being able to come in if you've been drinking or if you have, you know, addiction issues, and that was very sad. Didn't stop people. I still managed to get my students in. Didn't matter. And I found that work to be so incredibly fulfilling. And like what you were saying about how, you know, in the acting industry, people become very self-focused and lose sight of what's important and other people's needs around them. I felt it was really important because I think in general, people can get that way. And I wanted to make sure my kids appreciated everything that they had. So I would bring my kids with me when I would teach an art class, you know, and I want, you know, here, this is very easy. This can happen to anybody. And it didn't happen to these people because they're bad people. They had bad circumstances. You know, there's a huge difference. So, you know, it's so nice to, you know, hear you talk about it the same way, because I can relate, and it's very meaningful and important. And I'm hoping to find something down here too that I can do to give back as well. So, oh, and we have a comment from one of our viewers, Raven. She's saying that she really hopes that she can volunteer at a shelter. It's one of her resolutions this year. Highly recommend doing it, because just doing it once, you'll want to do it all the time, because the gratitude on people's faces just to see you there spending your time, and, you know, just to be there for their support. It's worth it. It's worth it. Oh, and this is my video bomber.
Again.
Yeah, so this is my Raven. The other Raven's a viewer.
Wait, there's another Raven?
Yeah, so there's Raven. Say hi to Graeme.
Graeme?
Graeme? Yes, this is Graeme. Remember Jofiel? Yes.
Yeah.
Castile went like that. Remember? Yeah. So
I got pooped.
you hesitated.
I got turned to dust or a cloud. That scene was actually longer.
Was it? What did they cut?
Yeah. They cut out like 4 lines or something like that, but that's okay. That's my job. My job's just to show up and say the lines. But I'll wait till the season ends and I'll post the original script.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, here's the question. So what were you?
It was fun. I got all like moody with Misha, you know, like calling him out as Lucy. Yeah. And then we went back and forth a little bit, and then finally he poofed me.
See, that makes sense. That makes total sense for him to poof you after something like that. I think he was trigger happy the way they edited it. It was very brief. Like you hesitated though, and that's what happened. You hesitated, so you got.
That's what it was. It was on that. And I like, because when Jofiel looks up and down the hallway like 3 times, he's obviously alone, and then all of a sudden I turn around to like try and call for help, and then poof.
Yeah.
Even though I saw the comment says,
what?
Hi Raven. The other Raven that I know, who is totally
adorable. Yes, that's about
which kind Raven?
you. She's talking about you, goofball. And that's it. I gotta ask Graeme some more questions. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. Did you know?
I'm sorry?
Did you notice that my new friend Mona from Germany was gonna try and stay up tonight? She's the girl.
Yes. I saw that. I don't think she's not in the chat window. I don't see her in the chat window. I'm like, oh my God, you're going to stay up till like 3 in the morning? That is so epic.
Yeah, she's the one who started the petition to get me back on the show.
Oh, she's the one who started it? Oh, let's talk about that petition real quickly here.
So she was sending me some fan art, and then she does this really cool anime stuff. And but then like she was contacting me and stuff, and like again going back to what we talked about earlier about you know, mental health awareness, depression, bullying, that kind of thing. Like you know, she's moving around a lot. She's going through that awkward phase of like being at new schools and stuff, and she's feeling like she doesn't fit in. But what I wanted her to know was that she's an exceptional artist, and she needs to know that. And she started this petition to get me back on the show, but she set it at 1,000 signatures, which is like, I can't get 1,000 signatures. So, but what I did say was I would agree to tattoo one of her designs on me if we get 1,000 signatures. So I'm going to get a little Jofiel tattooed on my calf if we get 1,000. But I'm also willing to think about getting it done if we at least get 500, right? So we're at 360 or 380 now.
Yeah, well, not 380.
So the thing is like Supernatural doesn't owe me anything. It's a wonderful show, you know, but Right.
We need to get Jofiel back on Supernatural.
Who's Jofiel?
Jofiel is the character that Graeme played. Yeah. Oh, that's so. What I'm gonna do too is once the video posts to my channel, in the description, I'm gonna put the link for the petition, and everybody that's watching right now saying, "I signed it! I signed it! I signed it!" Well,
and the thing is, I just wanted to show Mona that, like, not everybody in the world is a jerk, and like things can happen. Good things happen to good people, and she was kind to me, and she did that, and I just wanted to be kind back to her and say, hey, listen, like, you're a good artist, and you might be going through an awkward time right now at 15, but like your life is going to be awesome. So like, because I moved a lot as a kid, so like I get that, like I get being the new kid at school and having to deal with that, which is probably why I'm an actor now, right? Or a comedian.
Yeah. My defense mechanism is always making the most inappropriate jokes at, as much as possible. So yeah, I get it,
Mom, who?
No, I'm talking. What? What did you just write? She wrote, Hi, Graeme. My name is...
No, guys.
Oh, hi, guys. I'm sorry. My name is Raven. Love...
Supernatural.
Oh, she loves Supernatural. Okay, you're being a booger. She throws me
kicked out of the chat.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You are stranded on a deserted island, and you can have only one person for company, and it has to be a character from Supernatural. Who would it be and why?
Let's see. That's a good question. I don't know. Can I not have both brothers with me? Because if I had both brothers, oh wait, no, if I just had one brother, he would probably desperately try and find his other brother, and then I would just follow him, and then eventually we'd get back home. So
no one ever came up with that before.
Sam?
All right, so you would start with Sam, and then eventually you'd get to Dean too. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you start with one brother, because that's their whole thing, is getting separated and finding each other or whatever, right? Because that brotherly bond. So like, I mean, that would probably actually be really smart to do. Like just be stuck with one of them. That brother instinct would kick.
That's right.
And if I'm stuck forever, probably Misha, because he looks like he'd be fun.
Yeah, I'm sure he would keep it interesting. That's for damn sure. Oh, you're getting approval from Beth. She's saying, good plan, Graeme. All right, so now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show, I designed a piece in honor of Jofiel. And I'm going to ask a trivia question. And the first person to answer the trivia question correctly with no typos, because I'm a former teacher and it makes me crazy, will win said necklace. And wait, Raven.
Oh, nice.
All right, so, and you cannot have won from me in the past 8 weeks. That's another rule. So this is the piece. I'm just going to make my screen larger for a split second so you could see it. But here, whoops, can you see it? I don't know if you can see this well. But it's called Jofiel's Hesitation. I don't know if you can see it well with the lighting. But there you go. It's like a blue glass that I wire up.
Poof.
Poof.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, poof. Jofiel's poof. No, it's Jofiel's Hesitation. You hesitated and you got disintegrated. But wait, I want you back up there. There we go. Okay, so the trivia question for our viewers is, when Jofiel was in heaven and Cassifer was stalking him in the hallway, do you remember your lines?
My lines?
Do you remember your lines?
That show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my first line.
Can
and the
you?
subsequent lines.
Okay, so the trivia question is for them to fill in the blanks after, or I'll stop you actually if you want to say your line, and then I'll stop you when they have to fill in the blank.
Okay. Wait, what am I saying? Am I saying my line?
Yeah, you're saying what you said to Cass for your first lines.
Oh, I say Lucifer. And then he says, how's it hang, Jofiel? And I say, so perfect. Heaven's most hated. No, heaven's most wanted, possessed.
Okay, that's it. Heaven's most wanted, and they have to finish it. That's it. I wrote it down. You got it verbatim.
Where?
Okay, so
One?
y'all have to answer this. What did Josepher say after? I mean, Josepher.
Jofiel.
Jofiel. What did Jofiel say after he said heaven's most wanted blank? What's the rest of that? Beth, you're close. You're missing a piece.
Yeah.
Heaven's most wanted blank, 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 blank. You're almost there. You're missing a word.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's getting part of it. You need, there's like a word in between. After Heaven's Most Wanted, there's a word everybody's missing. And then you're getting the rest of it. So, Google it. In the meantime, Raven, you're leaning on me, baby girl. Okay, so Graeme, I'm going to ask you to finish this line while they're trying to finish that line. All you need is... I'm sorry?
Hi, what? Okay, I'm back.
You have to finish the sentence. All you need is...
Oh yeah, all you need is... It's a tough question. I don't know if it's the right word or not, but it's connectedness or connectivity. Connectedness, probably.
Oh, okay. Why'd you say that?
Because it's different than love. It's like I don't know. You can't. We just. You know what I love about improv is it's not stand up. I don't do it alone. Like I don't. You know. I just. You know. You just. We can do a lot. We can accomplish a lot as individuals. You know, an individual is an amazing thing. Like I've watched 90-year-olds run marathons and become lawyers, or get their law degrees or whatever. Amazing things can happen on an individual basis. But I really strongly believe that we need to be connected to one another in order to accomplish even greater things. So
that's a great point. That's a great point.
What's he say?
That's probably one of the best answers that I've gotten to, because I ask that question every single guest I have, and I really like that answer.
What did you say?
Connectedness. To be connected with other people.
Awesome.
So you can achieve great things.
I don't know why I colored this into red.
What?
I don't know why.
I don't know why you did that either. But no one's getting the answer, so I'm gonna have to go with everybody's dropping the same first word. So Beth was the first to respond, and she was the closest, and so the answer is possessed by Heaven's Most Hated. Everybody's forgetting the word possessed. Everybody got Heaven's Most Hated, but Beth was to answer with Heaven's Most Hated. So I am going to award said necklace to Beth. Congratulations, Beth. Email me, please, or I will forget.
Where's Beth?
And you're leaning on me again. Yay!
Where's
and I'm going
Beth?
to send one to you, too, because you should have one. Definitely have one. And do you have any last words of wisdom for all of us?
Last words for all of you. I don't know. Enjoy the season finale, and who knows? I think maybe the show's got 11 more years in it. Who knows? But I just want to thank everybody for all the tweets and the signatures and all the love and laugh. It's been really exceptional to sort of be brought into the SPN family. So I really.
Well, we're so grateful to have you in the Supernatural family, and we really look forward to seeing you on Bates Motel and all your other upcoming projects, and have an amazing time in Europe for a month on a boat. You know, really, we're really happy for you, and we're gonna get that petition signed, and we will get that 1,000 signatures because you do need that tattoo, and we do want to see you on the show again. So thank you so much for hanging out with us and taking the time out of your schedule to just chill. This has been a lot of fun.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jody. I really appreciate it. It's been awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, you have a good night, and look for your hesitation in the mail.
See you later, buddy.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. See you.
Good.